the bullpens kind of get low in the tank at this point, and that was the case today. Kevin Reed, the freshman, pitched 3 innings, let up 7 runs. Then Shane Harris kind of calmed the waters a little bit, pitching the next 4 innings, letting up 3 runs. But then the last 3 guys that come in didn't pitch more than an inning and let up 9 more runs. But it's not really about the result of the game as the impact it's had on the fans watching here at Ball State Field. I'll step out of the picture, show you the fans are getting to interact with some of their favorite players, getting autographs, and also getting to speak to them. And they've been watching them throughout the week, getting to learn. So I'm here joined by the skipper of this championship winning team, Wes Carroll. Wes, how does it feel to get this done?
Wow, what an incredible experience we just had this whole week. And for us to, dogpile on our field in front of our fans, just an unbelievable experience.
Yeah, it wasn't a good night for USI men's basketball. It's that simple. Not only Hernandez losing him before the game, but 54 seconds into the game, their second leading scorer, A.J. Smith, went down with an injury. So that wore the bench thin. Guys got into foul trouble. So, for example, a guy like Ryan Hall, who averages just over 17 minutes per game, played all but 8 seconds tonight. But it wasn't just a night to forget for head coach Dan Gerard, but a whole season. And when I spoke to the team about, hey, were there any nerves, stepping up to the bat when they started to let up some runs and they got back into it? They said no, because 1 through 9, they have confidence in their guys to step up and make a play and respond. And you'll see here the Thunderbolts decide to make admission free, and here are the impacts. It was packed about an hour and a half before face-off. Fans had a line wrapped around the Ford Center getting ready to go, so there's a lot of energy that the Thunderbolts are hoping will carry them in for the rest of the playoffs here tonight and get them that jolt. When you have the type of year that the Purple Aces had on the court last year, there's a lot of changes that need to happen, and that's come through the coaching staff, where there's not 1, not 2, but 3 new faces. So let's meet them. And the Missouri Valley Conference is a whole lot better this season than they were last year. So the only question that this squad is posed with is what they need to do to compete near the top. Tonight was supposed to be the night that many Indiana State fans have dreamt about since Selection Sunday, winning an NIT championship in their home state of Indiana in Hinkle Fieldhouse. But they came up just short, 79-77, in a loss to Seton Hall. Former Castle guard and Southern Indiana player Isaiah Swope led the way for the Trees, scoring 19 points, but it wasn't enough. Head coach Josh Schertz spoke for the players as they weren't ready to speak to the media tonight and talked about what Swope has meant to this team and what he played through. OVC standings are jam-packed, and in the middle, that includes Southern Indiana. Today, they tried to complete the sweep against SIUE, and, well, the Bats have been red hot all weekend. So let's roll the highlights. For me, I'm going to have to go with North Posey because winning any game by that margin in a rivalry game is tough. We always talk about interdivisional games. These opponents know each other. So they are going to get a helmet sticker here. Not just a ton of touchdowns on offense for their quarterback, Liam Stone, but he also recovered a fumble. He did it all.
Linebacking core with Trey Ward, and then
Trey Ward may seem just like your typical high school football player, making some tackles on Friday nights, but one morning, he got some life-changing news.
Well, it all just like a random morning. Like, I wasn't expecting it or anything. My parents just like, we want to sit you down and tell you something important. I thought I was in trouble at first. Like, I made curfew last night. I know I'm not in trouble. And it was just like, we just want to tell you this, think you're mature enough now. And they just kind of ripped it off like a Band-Aid.
The new information to him was having a brother, except it wasn't just anyone.
I started doing my own research, like, this guy is here.
And by right here, Ward means right up there, where his brother, Alex Holder, has been calling Castle football games for the radio all year long. And Holder knew that he was adopted, but had no clue he had a brother all along. So when Ward contacted him on Twitter, it was safe to say he was surprised.
I literally thought maybe like his aunt or uncle had been listening to the radio and he was just saying, "What's up?" Maybe saying, "Thanks for talking about me on the radio." Or I don't know. I had no idea where it was going. He was like, "I'm your brother." And I was like, this is crazy.
The next step was a phone call in which the two of them had that brotherly connection immediately.
We talked for 2 hours on the phone. A lot of it was about sports because we love sports.
But almost within like a minute, like, you could just tell, like, we clicked. Like, it was straight there. Like, I could just tell that's my brother. Like, he's just like me. We're cool. And it was right away.
It's a relationship that started so well that you may have noticed Holder getting a little more excited when calling his younger sibling's name for a tackle.
I tell you, last week against New Albany, I was a lot more hype in the press box. I felt like, I was out there.
And while Holder now lives in Lexington, he's still a Castle graduate. which makes the two of them have even more in common.
Share the same Algebra 2 teacher. He's Miss Wiegans' teacher right now, and she was my Algebra 2 teacher. And
even though they live 3 hours apart, the two of them are committed to building the bond of family that they have by blood.
And I just want him to know that I'm always going to be there for him. I'm always going to be his number one, supporter. I'm sure his parents are obviously the number one, but I'll be the next number one,
And Holder will be able to support his brother in his senior season all next year. Reporting in Paradise, I'm Collin Davies, Eyewitness News. Adapt and overcome. Those are the two pillars that sports teach you from the start. And there's few people that embody that more than Princeton's Lexi Smith. Born with just one hand, she's a runner, soccer player, and most impressively, a basketball star. Smith started hoops in 5th grade after playing with her brothers. For her, it was a new challenge, but one she was ready for.
Basketball is really the only thing that I had to adapt, really, but it wasn't hard because I've only known, to use one hand.
In basketball and in life, she's had to teach herself different ways to achieve her goals.
She makes her own adaptations.
So if there was something she came and she said, I don't know how to do this, we said, you figure it out, and she did.
There's no better example of adaptation than Smith's trademark move.
I use my in and out, so that's my main move.
Even when she does the same move over and over, it always works.
She's also lights out from 3. Here, I watched her knock down 5 in a row, and that part of her game comes from nearly every Princeton player's role model, Olympic gold medalist and back-to-back WNBA champ, Jackie Young.
Yeah, I definitely looked up to her, and she was really good. Well, she shot really well, so I guess now I've shot more threes, and I've worked on my 3 a lot, so.
Of course, Jackie Young provides an inspiration to everyone that plays basketball here at Princeton High School, but Lexi Smith does the same for everyone that surrounds her.
Just those little things that I don't think about, I take for granted, and I see that kid going out and just busting her tail and fighting for every loose ball. And just getting after it, and her attitude and approach is just infectious.
That inspiration translates in life and on the hardwood. Leading a team in scoring isn't the only thing that she brings to Princeton basketball.
She's definitely just a spark most of the time. If one of us can't get going, Lexi definitely will.
There's moments where she's like Buddy the Elf. He gets so excited about Christmas in the movie, and Will Ferrell, I think, plays Buddy. Lexi's that excited when there's shots going in practice, whether it's teammate, herself, or whatever the situation is.
She'll block somebody's shot and send it into the bleachers.
Yeah.
And nobody else will do that except for her.
After being selected to the all-conference team last year and so far a stellar senior season, Smith is picking up college interest for multiple sports, but she's more concerned with trying to help the Lady Tigers reach a state championship. Reporting in Princeton, I'm Collin Davies, Eyewitness News.